Hello students, welcome you back to unit 3 of operating system. So last class we were studying about the non-contiguous method, which is paging, and we were explaining the terms called pages and frames. So we will continue with this, the page table. When I take the page table concept, it is having two important registers, page table base register and page table length register. So it points to the page table and indicates the size of the page table. Okay. So in case it is if it is a very small program process, we can simply go ahead with this page table and allocate. In the previous lecture, we saw one small table where we are giving an address mapping between the page number and the frame number. But in most of the cases, we are dealing with very large processes. So we cannot always depend on this. So we go in for something called as translation look aside buffer, TLB. So this is going to store an address space identifier. And if the process is very big, then we have to go into this look ahead table and then find out. Okay, so this table will have a tag and a value, and accordingly we can find the physical location. We'll see in detail. So the same diagram I'm having a page number and the offset. If I can find the thing in this table, I can very well do it. But if I can find in the page table, in case I'm not able to locate it here, then I have a bigger lookup table. That is what we are trying to say. See, initially the page number is given to the page table. If I'm able to locate the frame number, I can straight away go here, locate it in my physical memory. But supposing the number is too large, because this page table will have very minimal information, I am unable to locate it here. So I will go to the TLB, the lookup table, and in that I will try to locate the page number, and it will have a mapping to the frame number. So supposing I miss it here, I can go back here and collect it from the lookup table, and with that frame number I can go and locate the physical address. So that is the understanding of using this concept. So the main memory access time can be M if it is kept in main memory. In case it is not able to get it, then I have to do some calculation. So the access time from the lookup table is considered, and using that I have to find the effective access time. I should also include this access time from the lookup table. That is what we are trying to say. And one more thing what we are dealing with is protection. See, we have to take care that our page size is not exceeding. So if I don't find a frame number, then there will be some valid invalid bit. So this will also indicate whether there is a valid entry in the table or not. So accordingly also I will be able to find out. So I can see now these are all valid entries, and these two are invalid. So page 0 is actually found in 2 itself. But again there are some invalid entries. It is showing 0 also. So at times there can be an error, and those type of errors are removed by including this valid invalid bit. So if the bit is indicating, then I can clearly know that I'm not mapping a page to an unknown frame. So that is the memory protection what we are providing. And I can also have shared pages. See, this process also has 3, 4 and 6 page. This process also has 3, 4 and 6 page. So any text editor, compiler, any small program can be shared by more than one process. So if that is the case, see here process 2 also has 3, 4 and 6. So these 3 pages are being shared by all the 3 processes. So it is put in a common place. Otherwise what we will do, for this process one separate allocation, for this process one separate allocation, for this process one separate allocation. But if I am going to do like that, here it will be very tedious. We don't need to do also, because it is the same program. These 3 are a same process. You can see ED1, ED1, ED1. So you put it in a common place, and the page table will be common. So we know that ED1 is in frame 3, ED1 is in frame 3, ED1 is in frame 3. So that is the understanding. So we can also have shared code or private code, and depending on that I can share it among processes. So we'll stop here and continue. Paging has 3 more techniques. So we will stop here and continue in the next lecture. Hello students, welcome you back to the third unit. We are continuing with non-contiguous memory allocation techniques. The very first technique what we saw was paging, which is dividing pages, the memory into pages and frames. We also saw the various hardware implementation of this paging technique, how it is having a page number, how it is having an offset number, and how we are able to assign it to the processes. There can also be shared pages, how the page table is created, all that we saw. So here we will see in today's lecture 3 types of page tables. So we have 3 types: hierarchical paging, hashed page table, and inverted page table. So hierarchical page table, as you can see here, you have a hierarchy of tables. Within the page table you have one more table. So break up the logical address space into multiple page tables. So a simple technique is a 2-level page table. So we have only 2 levels. We have outer page table, next an inner page table, and this is our physical memory. So this is the page table, and every entry in the table, it is again a table. That is what we are trying to say. So we can have like this levels of page tables. That is called as hierarchical page tables. So how will the system be? First of all, you are getting a logical address, and directly both should be the same. Page size and frame size should be the same. That is why this diagram is there. Now you are using a this is the third method. Actually, you are using a hashed page table. So the page number is, if it is very big, so we give a hash table. A hash table is available, and hash function is available, and you can hash and find the correct value, and that will be passed on to the frame size, and that will locate the physical address. So this is the third method by which we are able to find out where the page table is. So virtual page number is hashed into a page table, and it will contain a chain of elements, and we will be able to locate whichever fits our table and frame. And the last method is inverted page table architecture. So here we are using one more thing called as PID. So rather than each process having a page table and keeping track of all possible logical pages, we will track all the physical pages. So one entry for each real page of the memory, and every entry consists of the virtual address of the page stored in the real memory. So it will decrease the memory need. We don't need to, for every process we are not having a table, but we are combining it for particular physical block. For that we are having a table. So what are all processes available will be in this page table. So this PID will help us find the process ID. PID is nothing but process ID, and this process ID will be useful to find which process. So see, this chunk of memory is the page table. This is referring to one chunk of memory in the physical memory. That is what we are trying to say. So in this chunk there can be more than one process, and each process is identified by a process ID. So that is the understanding. We are having a chunk of memory taken out. For that a page table is created. Now that chunk can contain more than one process, and each and every process has a process ID. So we'll stop here and continue in the next lecture.